You might be wrong about what a game developer is, and you'd be forgiven for that, considering that certain job postings are also wrong. I'm a professional game programmer and a professional game developer. What's the difference? Are there differences? Based on our work with AAA developers, it would appear that the definition for a game developer is, in fact, if you had any input, direct input, or effect on the game as far as implementation goes. So that would be pre-production, production, post-production. If you have a composer and they compose music for a video game, they are a game developer. If you have a composer and they compose music for a video game's trailer, they are not a game developer. If you have a composer and they compose music for a video game's cutscenes or cinematics, they are a game developer. Let's say that you have somebody come in with a design idea for a video game and they write it out and they show what it would look like and they give that to the rest of the team. They are a game developer. Now let's say that you have somebody who works in community management. Are they a game developer? No. Now let's say that that community manager gets a feature request from players and brings that to the rest of the team. Are they a game developer? No, they're just passing along information. Now let's say that that community manager creates a design document and fleshes out what this could look like. Are they a game developer? Yeah, let's say that you have somebody who is writing code for the video game's promotional website. Are they a game developer? No. Let's say that you have somebody where the only thing that they do on a video game is that they end up creating a link from the video game to that website. Are they a game developer? Yeah, they're a game developer. Part of the reason this gets confusing is because outside of the video game industry, developer pretty much always means programmer or engineer. Even if we just look here at some job postings, I looked up developer on LinkedIn. If you say you are looking for a Unity developer, people will generally know what you mean. You mean a Unity programmer. If you are looking for a Unity developer, perhaps you're looking for a level designer who can work within Unity. So if you're looking in the video game industry, this is incorrect. Now, outside of the video game industry, when you look at web development, you are pretty generally talking about web programming. Senior tools developing, this is definitely going to be programming. Bachelor's in software engineering or computer science. Junior React developer, programming. Front-end developer, programming. Junior developer, programming. Outside of game dev, most of the time, when you use the word developer, you are specifically talking about programmer. When you look up programmer, a lot of jobs with developer come up. So this is how intermixed this is. Now let's go to gamedevelopers.com. Here we've got all these game developer jobs, game design section. Game designers are game developers. Marketing PR. Now, generally marketing PR, you wouldn't be considered game developers. A game publisher is not a game developer. And so they would be more involved with the publishing and marketing side. They generally would not be considered a game developer. You may be an accountant at a hospital. You work in the medical industry. That does not make you a medical practitioner. But if we end up going to programming engineering, you can see that this is specifically programming engineering. We do see Unity gameplay development in the context with an engine is generally understood to mean programmer, senior core systems programmer, senior physics programmer, senior UI programmer, software engineer, tools engineer, audio engineer. Why are all of these roles considered game developers? I think that the reason why people are generally called game developers if they work on games is because of this history where somebody who was what would typically be called a developer worked on everything. They worked on the art, they worked on the audio. And so then you transfer those roles to other team members and yeah, sure, they're developers too. Or you have somebody who they do mostly art, but they do a little bit of programming, fine, they're a developer. There's not much information on this online. I'd be very interested if there's anybody watching this who has firsthand experience with the way that the industry grew and the way that those titles were applied. If you have any insight, would love to hear from you and hear more about that. But in general, somebody is a game developer if they work directly on the game project, anywhere in pre-production, production, or post-production, directly applying changes to the final product. Now, as a game producer, a game developer, I'd have to ask at least one of my friends that. They work in game development. Are they a game developer? Is an administrator at a hospital a medical practitioner? Not necessarily. So the definition for a game developer is fuzzy. It will vary depending on who you talk with. But frankly, it doesn't matter if your title is a game developer. What matters is, are you providing the value that you say that you do? If you are a composer for video game trailers, I don't care whether your title is game developer or not. I care that you can produce a good soundtrack for that video game trailer. If you are a community manager, I don't care if you're technically a game developer or not. I care that you're a great community manager. If you are doing programming, then okay, yeah, you're a game developer. But I don't really care if your title is game developer. I care that you're good at what you do now. Did I answer your question? Did I leave you more confused? Are you not sure that you know what a game developer is anymore? Drop any questions below. Take care.